writing, creativity, perspectives, all of those things in the long run might be good ideas. It will help us, each one of us, to develop the muscles of emotional wellness, because when we fall down and there is bleeding, we put a band-aid. And by this third part, I must get a little philosophical. Excuse me for that. So I have personally been, I'm a Bong, brought up in Calcutta as a Bong. Very often means to be brought up in a more communist mindset, and I am born to atheist parents, for which I am very lucky. I consider myself very blessed for that. So there was very little stigma, prejudice, very few, I do realize now how lucky it has been not to be brought up with a lot of prejudice. But it also means that I grew up realizing or being taught and conditioned that there is no higher force, you are you, which is true. When I struggled with mental health, then after a point, after many months of analgesics and antidepressants and anti-anxiety and nerve relaxants, whatever, that concoction, right, that plays havoc on your mind and body. So after a lot of that, a phase came when doctors told me that try out meditation. And I found it very difficult at the beginning, because everywhere I was looking, meditation seemed to equate religiousness, and spirituality and religiousness in my mind were, till that point it was not very clear the difference between the two, which is why I kind of threw the bath water with the baby, and I said, this is not for me. So yeah, I tried a few things, tried and came back. Very soon it would enter the chant of some kind of gods, and I would back off. Then I discovered Vipassana. Vipassana is a very atheist meditation kind of a thing, where they so yeah, you can find out more about it if you're interested. Just Google Vipassana. So standing now today as I talk to you, I have completed 5 courses of 10 days of silence each time. So 10 days of not talking to anybody, not looking anybody in the eye, not having any gesture, just eyes down, going inside and inside. So that has changed me for life. I can safely say that. Meditation has been it has opened up a new me that I didn't know existed. It has been very handy. If at all, if you feel interested, you can try some kind of meditation, whatever works for you. But yes, I mean, mindfulness, meditation, these are now becoming mainstream. It is no longer just the possession of the monks or only few people, because we are now realizing that the average wellness level of people around us is so poor that it is, mental health is not really only about people who are screaming or doing something that we call crazy. It is really now about each one of us. We need help to be able to make better sense of our life and of our days, and meditation has been really rewarding for me. Also, a lot of books, a lot of films, I'm sure many of you would agree that they help to open perspectives. They help us to look at the same thing from alternate views. It's almost like looking at the prism. So you are just talking inside your own mind, but the moment you put yourself in your spouse's shoe or in your child's shoe, you realize that what it looks to have the same incident happen to them from a different character point of view. My writing, my life of an author has also helped me, because first time you jot down what you feel, and then you try to change hats and kind of see how the things are, how the plot, the story is from alternate characters. And I think that has reflected back on me as a person a lot, that act of writing novels. And again, if you are interested, you can read up a little bit on positive psychology, the PERMA model. The PERMA model is, I recently just completed 2 courses in positive psychology and 1 more course on positive psychiatry online, like 6 weeks course kind of a thing. each of them. So it essentially talks about how to do positive interventions in your life, how to have positive emotions. P for positive emotions, E for engagement, R for relationships, how to nurture relationships better, M for meaning, how to chase or try to have a meaning of life, a purpose, and then A for accomplishment, how to kind of give yourself the next thing to go to. And overall, I think a little bit of reading, a little bit of writing, creativity, perspectives, all of those things in the long run might be good ideas. It will help us, each one of us, to develop the muscles of emotional wellness. Because when we fall down and there is bleeding, we put a band-aid. But when we have to grow immunity, we have to really take long-term measures like watch our food and do exercise. So yeah, so much for what we can work on the self side of things. And I would want to repeat once more that as much as there is so many things that is wrong with the world, the way world functions, and we must talk about that, we must fix that, we must do everything in our power to be able to make the world a better place for the next generation to come. We must wear our own seat belt first. And what I told you in terms of doing immediate things, doing medium and long term things, is really to be able to draw boundaries around yourself and to be able to help yourself become more emotionally ready and more emotionally resilient to be able to face the world.